Hey everyone out there, another episode of Solar TV coming to you, brought to you by Solar Wolf Energy. And what I want to talk today about is bracing your attic for your roof structure. Some of the older homes in the older parts of the country, New England, places like that, or some of the older cities and towns and villages that some of our customers are coming from, you'll notice that we have to actually plan ahead or bring in a structural engineer to sign off that the roof load can hold the excess weight. Now, we're not talking about a whole lot of weight. I'll give you an example. A completely installed, let's say, 10 kilowatt system on a house will only traditionally add about 1,800 pounds to the roof load. Spread out over the course of the whole roof, that's actually not that much weight if you think about it. I mean, there's far more weight in shingles on your roof than there is for solar panels. The difference is a lot of the houses here that we're dealing with, these houses were made at codes that were subservient to what we're working with today, so they're inadequate. So obviously nobody wants to put their stamp on it saying that yeah, it's safe, and if it's already under code to today's standards. So oftentimes one of the tricks what we'll have to do is what's called sistering, which is if we take, if you go up your roof, your attic rather, and you take a look at your roof structure, you'll have like 2x6s or 2x8s in some of the old houses. Well, actually all we'll really have to do is take another 2x6 or 2x8 and put it up against the existing one, and then we use lag bolts every foot in a W pattern, high and low, to go from end to end. And that typically gets the trick done. So the added costs for that are the structural engineering report, which depending on where in the country you're from could be anywhere from $200 to $650. It's basically a letter certifying from a professional engineer, a PE stamp, saying that the roof is either inadequate and needs to have this done, or the current roof has already been assessed and it does pass code. Now, those are on the newer houses, newer construction. Traditionally, houses with trusses as well. So if your house has trusses, more than likely, but not always, you're going to be all set with that. You won't need the structural upgrade. So we do this for multiple reasons. Obviously for the snow load factors in the colder climate areas, but also in the areas where the building department will require it. But another hidden factor, if you will, that's good for this is the insurance side of things. So once you have this, you're able to go to your insurance company and then say, well, here the house is more than structurally adequate for everything we've done, for upgrades, everything else. So any kind of inclement weather storm or anything else, you see a lot of roof collapses from the inclement weather, from ice and snow and things like that. This also, aside from the solar panel, this also guarantees that won't happen to you. Another way that we do this is also using the installation of collar ties, which is if you go up into your attic, if you have roof rafters and you have, say, a not so very steep picture roof, a low profile roof, you'll have the boards that are straight horizontal that go from rafter to rafter. So if you think about it, it's the ones that look like this. These ones here are in fact the collar tie. Now traditionally those are put on every other rafter or every fourth rafter. Sometimes if the lumber used in the rafters are somewhat adequate but not really close enough, a cheaper alternative rather than us sistering every rafter is to go ahead and add those collar ties into the roofing system. Those again are also lagged the same way, but using smaller lumber, traditionally you need like 2x6s for that. The lumber length is less, it doesn't have to be as long, so if you have an 18-foot roof, you might only need like 8-foot collar ties to go from end to end, because collar ties by traditional standards go in the upper third. If you will look at your roof, your attic if you will, and if you were to measure the thing from where your ceiling joists, from your second or first floor, wherever you have, so you have your ceiling joists from there to the peak, which is the ridge, that if you measure that in thirds, the collar ties will go in the upper third. And it's also kind of nice because it actually still gives you somewhat use of an attic still. So that's the cheaper way to get out of it if the house permits. Now again, these are all checked by certified professional engineers that have done their minimal schooling that they have to have, which I believe in some states is 2 to 4 years, some states is more. Then after that, I believe they have to be an understudy for someone else for 2 to 4 years. They basically have to shadow APE before they can even go and take their test. So a lot of class time goes into it, a lot of dedication from engineers. So it's definitely something good to have. It's something that we employ here on every install that we do, because not just for our own insurances and our own liability, but also it gives the homeowner peace of mind as well. So I hope that clarified some things for you guys about sometimes needing to brace the attic to make the house a little stronger, if you will, to circumvent the extra weight. So if you have any questions, of course, you can see us at solarwolfenergy.com. You can give us a call. Any of the social media platforms we're available on, and we look forward to some more questions for you guys. Thank you.